So welcome to the very first Horror Honeys podcast. I am the head honey Kat, and I have with me the revenge honey Linny.
Hi.
And the hardcover honey Jocelyn.
Hi.
So just to give a basic overview of what we do, at thehorrorhoneys.com we are 8 women who are in love with horror, and we review it, we rant about it, we talk about it, we discuss, we make discussion happen. And basically share our unique opinions and our unique view of horror and the horror industry in general. And every girl has a different perspective on what we're reviewing, and everyone has their own specialized area of expertise. Just going to introduce the girls who aren't here today. We have our monster honey, Danica, zombie honey, Rose, sci-fi honey, Jen, gamer honey, Kaylee, supernatural honey, Suzanne, and dark comedy honey Whitney, who couldn't be with us today, but are all a key part of the site, and hopefully they'll all be on at some point during our podcasting so that everyone can hear what they have to say. I'm going to pass over to Linny to introduce who she is and what she does.
Hi, I'm Linny. I'm the revenge honey. My job is to look at, watch, and mostly complain about the history and more recent revenge movies. My perspective is pretty unique because my genre is so specific. Even when there are elements of revenge films like supernatural, or there may be some comedy elements, revenge is such a unique kind of movie that it's always very dark and it's very easy to screw up. So, majority of my films tend to be pretty bad, but it just makes it so much better when they're good. So that's what I do, is I watch, I mostly rip apart, but sometimes I get to rave. And that's how I ended up the Revenge Honey.
It's pretty unique, actually. When I first started doing this, you approached me specifically with that topic, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it's I have kind of an interesting history. If you look at my bio on the website, I joke that, attacked in the woods, stalked by a psycho with a shotgun, actually tormented by an insane party clown. These are all things that have actually happened to me. So I kind of understand that desire for revenge. And I've always gravitated towards revenge films, even since I was, a teenager. Though I tend to avoid movies that feature clowns, because once you're tormented by a real life psychotic clown, it's not so funny anymore. Movies with clowns are terrifying. Clowns are not funny. I'm just putting that out there. But it's once you've been in an experience where you know what it's like to crave revenge, you have a very different relationship with revenge movies. So I think it makes me a little, I don't want to say overly critical, but I definitely have a very unique relationship with them, where I tend to be more analytical about them. So yeah,
only slightly more analytical.
My thought.
All right, Jocelyn.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I'm the hardcover honey. Not because I don't love horror movies, because I do love horror movies, but what I like even more than movies is to read. And my role with the Horror Honeys is to steer you towards things that you're also going to like to read. So I grew up reading all kinds of just beat up Stephen King paperbacks, and I've expanded my horizons a little bit. I'm not as much into the supernatural stuff as I was when I was younger. I'm more interested in kind of the horrible things that people do to each other. So sometimes it's not straight up horror, but more mystery or thriller that I'm interested in. But I definitely think there are so many amazing books that will never be movies. And if you only watch movies and you don't read, you're really missing out on a lot of just quality horror material.
Awesome. I think horror books are a really overlooked section of the genre, and I know there are a lot of authors out there because we hear from them all the time. Some better than others. Are there any kinds of books that you don't like reading in the horror genre?
I did read a book recently, which I really thought that the guy, I think he's got a lot of talent. You know, he kept my interest, but it was kind of focused on cannibals, and that's just sort of the way that Linny can watch any revenge slasher movie, but can't stand to see violence against animals. That's sort of how I feel about. I'm not a huge fan of people eating people, so that was a little bit of a turnoff for me. And because I have a kid, of course, I'm not going to be super excited about books where horrible things happen to kids. But other than that, I'd say it's free reign.
Oh wait, do we have Suzanne?
I do periodically have to scrub my brain sometimes though. So if I read something too dark, then I usually like to hit some sort of fluffy pink chick lit book with a flower on the cover. It's like a sort, it resets me then for the next one.
A little bit of Barbara Cartland.
That's why I love Jane Green. She's my fallback author for when I've read too much dark shit.
I understand that. It's like watching E after you watched, some scary movies.
That's so funny.
Yeah, after all the crap I watched yesterday, I had to watch, I fell asleep watching White House Down. Fuck this shit!
That was so bad. That was so bad, yeah.
Sorry, Linny, did I see that Suzanne's trying to join?
She's trying to get her Skype working, so okay. I think she's trying to tag in.
Okay, that would be awesome if she can. But yeah, I totally know how you feel about cannibalism novels. I read American Psycho forever ago, and to this day there are parts of that book that I just, every so often I'll be doing whatever and I just get this mental image of
battery cables on boobs or something like that.
No, it's him eating intestines. It's him eating the intestines. Just
chewing
on the intestines. I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah, he's really bad.
Never, ever, ever will I ever get that out of my brain. I don't. Ugh.
I agree with you because I read that when I was maybe 15 and it made a huge impression, and then I had to kind of process it in college when I wrote some stuff on sort of porn and aggression, and he's just icky.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Don't give Bret Easton Ellis that much credit.
Right.
Hate that guy.
Well, I hope he never wants an interview, because that won't happen.
Not with me. I'll interview him right in the balls. Yeah.
We're just gonna degrade into ball jokes. Okay, so I guess it's my turn then. When I'm writing, I write two very different ways. I write as the true crime honey because I've been obsessed for a very, very long time with true crime and serial killers since I was quite young, and my mother always thought it was super fucked up. I got a lot of talkings to at school being like, you should really try and focus on something a little different for your essay projects.
I think we all heard that at one point or another.
I'm sure we did. It's like, you really can't compare Jack the Ripper to this Shakespeare play yet. Why? Why not? What else? Yeah, I'm fascinated by that fine line between insanity and just having bad thoughts and actually acting on them. I find that very, very, very intriguing. What is it that drives us over that line, and what is it that makes that okay in that moment? And then when I'm writing as the head honey, I basically just write about whatever I want because I can. I'm the same way for live tweets and stuff like that too. So I want to talk about live tweets for just a sec. Jocelyn, I know you don't do them because how do you live tweet a book?
Page 232. This is a good one.
That might be interesting though if you have a short novel, just live tweet quotes or something from it.
I had typo. Yes. Where was the editor on this?
I know Rose did that with a comic book.
That's funny.
And I thought that was pretty awesome, and the author of the comic book thought it was pretty awesome too. But I think he called us a bunch of awesome broads after that. I was like, okay, thanks.
Worst thing to be called, I guess.
I know, I'm like, okay. But live tweets is something, this is just for everybody who's listening, if anybody's listening, is our live tweets are extremely unique. most people go away and write a review after being able to go home and thinking about the film and think about what it means to them. But when we're live tweeting, we're actually living the movie as it's happening and reacting to it. And I've had directors and filmmakers and actors tell me that it's a really interesting window into the audience and how they're feeling about a movie. And I think
guess they're not paying much attention to mine.
Well, you just watched some of the shittiest movies, honey.
That's true. That's true. It's really the material.
When I watched... What was that?
That wasn't
Hello?
me.
Hi. What was that?
Cat?
That wasn't me.
Wasn't either.
That was really weird. When I watched Texas Chainsaw, that was the most fun I've ever had live tweeting, just going on the...
Oh my god.
Texas
Texas Chainsaw Massacre 18?
Yeah.
The colostomy bag comes out.
Leatherface rant. That was the most fun I've ever had live tweeting. Because, good lord, there was nothing to focus on in that movie other than my own misery.
Holy fuck.
God, that was bad.
I've had that a couple times. Like, just the really, really awful ones. And it's just so hard not to go off about it.
Yeah,
it's really hard to contain it, and it's really hard to not think about the fact that somebody is watching you do this. And, like, it's possible that the director is watching you talk about his movie. It's possible that you might get a really mean email later. It's possible.
Yeah.
And it has happened. I made somebody cry, apparently.
Well, if I'm forced to watch Rise of the Animals and you were stupid enough to make that movie, you haven't. That's why I've taken to taking screenshots when I'm watching these movies because I want people to see.
I like that too. I think that's fun.
Yeah, I want people to see what I'm looking at.
Oh, I did that with that fucking leaf blower idiot face thing. I have photos in my phone of the motorcycle helmet with the black tape over it to keep the camera shine out.
Nice.
Or the reflection. Yeah, it's awful. It's so awful. And the brain in the styrofoam tray.
Yeah, that foot last night. I think that. Seriously, what is that?
That is not me.
Jocelyn, are you getting texts?
Let's see. I just see one from you that says she's... No. I mean, like a text outside of this call? No.
Oh.
We're just going to keep getting random, like, country music inserts.
I mean, if you guys don't know me well enough to know I wouldn't have a country music setting. Like, I know I live in Missouri, but come on, guys.
Maybe it's Suzanne reaching out from beyond.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? That could be it. She just texted me.
Oh,
We
okay.
can get this out later.
Oh, she's going to try it
okay,
later?
I think we have liftoff, so she might be there.
Oh, okay. What's her... Do you want to try and add her into the call?
I am about to, yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Bless you, honey.
You guys just keep talking.
My husband just sneezed super loudly. It's great.
Hi, Aaron.
He's waving at you. He's plugged into his game. He's playing... I think he's playing Skyrim right now.
Of course.
Oh my god. Okay, so live tweeting is something we do quite often. We do it weekly. Every girl does it. Some more prominent than others, but I mean, it's a matter of being able to sit down and actually start doing it. So the way that it started with the live tweets being something that we do on a regular basis is I started doing it when I first started this, and I would just be at work watching whatever movie was streaming on. I could get on YouTube, and I would just comment on it as it was going along, and people really responded to it really well. And then I started doing it at home at night when I would be drinking and watching movies. So I usually yell at the TV, so now I just yell at Twitter. And it's caught on really nicely. It's been really good. And now is the time when I get to say thank you to our sponsors who sponsor our live tweets. Bee Nectar is our major sponsor in the States, and they make amazing, amazing honey wine, which is pretty perfect for us.
It really is good.
It's pretty perfect for us, too. And they've got some really nerdy kinds of mead, which is amazing. Oh my god, we got more music.
Hello.
Oh my God, Suzanne!
Yay!
Hi!
Hello. Sorry.
No, that's all right, sweetie.
I've had a challenging day.
Oh, that's okay. We're happy you're here.
Yay. Backtrack.
Woohoo!
What I miss?
Well, nothing. I'm just
And
gonna.
that wraps it up. Goodbye, everybody.
Nice chatting with you. Success.
I'm actually gonna put you to work right away. We just got through introducing ourselves,
Oh, okay.
so I'm gonna make you introduce yourself and talk about what you write about and what excites you about your subgenre.
Okay, well, what did, were you guys just reading off your bios, or were you just
No, we were just riffing.
winging it?
Yeah, just wing it.
Okay.
Just wing it.
All right, well, I'm Suzanne, Supernatural Honey. I write about all the creepy, crawly things that happen in haunted houses and demons and, ghosties and all that good stuff.
All right. And why do you like that kind of stuff so much?
Well, I like all of it, really.
Oh, we all do.
I don't know. I actually have a fondness for anything with a religious theme, as long as it's not too hokey, because I think they're strict Catholic household. So, that kind of stuff is interesting to me, because I don't believe in most of it.
I think that's
if that
I think
makes
that's
any
the root of it.
sense whatsoever. I think my mom, when I was in high school, told me that she thought I was possessed because I liked the metal music and watched. I just burst out laughing. I just thought it was hysterical because my brother had brought home some literature from church school, and this is my life listening to that kind of crap. So I guess I'm a little partial to that.
I can totally feel you on that one. I went to a private school that was quite religious as well, and I've always been really fascinated with that kind of stuff. I think a healthy disbelief in that really helps too.
Yeah, it does. Which is why every time I'm visiting home and my mom tries to talk me into going to mass with her, I'm like, no, I'll just sit it out. Thanks, though. You go be with Jesus. I'm just going to stay here.
It's so hard not to say it like that too. You go be with Jesus.
You can live with
She's
Jesus.
do it now. She's accepted my nonsense. So.
Oh, fuck, that's awesome.
And little fun fact,
mhm.
my brother, I was adopted. My brother also adopted, although he's much younger than me, so we're not, like, blood related. But his birth name, he was born in 1976. His birth name was Damien.
That's awesome.
And I do believe he's a creature of hell.
Oh, I bet your mom
we
changed the
don't
fuck
get
out of
along,
that
so.
name super fast.
That's awesome.
But I could entertain.
Did your mom change his name to something super Catholic and proper?
Well, they changed it to Bradley, which is my dad's name, so.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Not super Catholic, but.
Okay. I was hoping for like a Jedediah or a Jonah or something.
No, they're not that creepy.
No.
One can always hope. All right, Suzanne, well, now that you're here, and I'm so happy you're here, yay! We're going to move on to talk about what we're excited about in 2014.
Yay.
So all the new movies that are coming out. So I have a list up right here that I'm going to kind of go through, but kind of not. But if you guys want to go around and say what you're excited for, that would be cool.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
Okay.
I honestly was not excited for anything. First thing I noticed was that Kevin Smith is making a movie about turning people into a walrus or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is Justin Long in it? Did I see that right?
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook last night,
Oh,
and it was just like, no.
Yeah, it's Human Centipede, but with a walrus. That's
And maybe with
stupid.
I'm sure he's going to work the guys from Clerks into it somehow too.
He can't. Well, Red State didn't have.
Yeah, Red State. You know, I was actually kind of pumped for Red State, and then I lost interest like half an hour into it, which bummed me out because I thought it was a cool concept. It was just so talk. I mean, I should have known because he just talk, and that's all it was.
That's the problem. Is halfway through it completely fell apart. Like it turned into a totally different movie. It went from this really awesome, revengey kind of fuck the Westboro Baptist Church movie to a hostage situation with the ATF, and I don't know what the hell this was. But yeah, there is really nothing. I am not that impressed with most of what's coming out this year, except there's a movie called Jezebel that looks interesting. It's supernatural themed. I'm not sure if it'll hold up. But the one thing I am really excited about that I just saw is that apparently they're doing a sequel to The Theater Bazaar.
Oh, okay.
With all French directors.
Oh.
So you know that shit's gonna be fucked up, and that is exciting because that was a movie that I was really expecting to be horrible. I don't know. Seriously, what the fuck?
Oh my god, whose is that?
I don't know what that
Whose
is.
phone is that?
It's not mine.
It's not mine either. It's a mystery.
Mine. Oh my god. I am excited that we have a ghost on the call that likes country.
It's kind of great, right? It's appropriate.
I guess.
Yeah,
I guess so.
It's weird. Okay. But yeah, Theater Bazaar. It's a anthology of just these really twisted stories that have to do with revenge, and Udo Kier is kind of the master of ceremonies through them all,
which is perfect.
It was not at all what I expected, and I was really impressed with it. So the fact that there's going to be a sequel, I'm actually excited about.
Yeah, Tom Savini had a film in there as well. I bought that film. I bought that DVD for a friend of mine, then she turned out to be an asshole, and we didn't watch it together. So, so I actually haven't seen it yet.
Tom Savini's was pretty decent.
Really, most of his movies fucking suck unless he's doing makeup because he's awful. He's an awful actor. God,
he's kind of an asshole himself. So
yeah, he's not in. I mean, he's in the movie, but he's not in it much. The payoff on his piece is worth it. The ending is really great. But yeah, I'm excited. Considering I think it's all French directors. That's going to be really interesting to see.
Cool. Yeah, you have quite the hard on for French directors and French
films. I do.
The French know how to do horror.
They do. They have no boundaries. They are twisted. They go for the gut. I mean, that's really all there is to it. If you've seen Martyrs, if you've seen Inside, if you've seen Frontiers, I mean, these movies are twisted. Even Satan, which is this batshit crazy movie with Vincent Cassel where he plays himself and his wife. I think that it's also his sister, if I remember correctly. He married his sister. He's not a pretty woman, but I mean, this movie is just crazy. I swear, the French make the best and most terrifying movies ever. That's all there is to it. But yeah, other than that, I haven't seen a ton that I'm stoked for. So hopefully the other girls have more on that point.
Okay. So just the two for you then?
Anything
you're not, what the fuck, looking forward to?
Considering I once wrote a piece talking about how my greatest dream in life is to punch Eli Roth right in the cock.
Clown? Are you going to talk about Clown?
Clown? Clown A? Is that what you're talking about?
He's producing it, I think. I just saw the trailer for it yesterday. And it looks pretty fucking sick. I'm sure it's probably going to be stupid, but...
Oh, I haven't seen that. But again, it has anything to do... I saw that he's producing the new Ty West movie, too, and that kind of bothers me.
Oh, well.
No, I despise him. I think he's highly overrated. He's a terrible person, which I actually know from experience. I'm not going to go into it. But it's Green Inferno. I have no interest in whatsoever. I get that, you know, apparently people want to see
I kind of totally want to see it, but
well, first of all, I got tricked into seeing Cannibal Holocaust by my high school or college gym teacher.
see, I can see how that would have fucked you up.
Yeah. She convinced everybody, like, this movie's why I'm a vegetarian. You should totally watch it, making everyone think it was a documentary.
Oh my god.
No, not cool. So
She should have her teaching license taken away.
yeah, she was a strange person. But so I've seen Cannibal Holocaust. I don't understand the need to do anything like that again. And from what I've heard from early reviews, the first half of Green Inferno is exactly like the first half of Hostel. It's just a bunch of people acting like assholes.
Oh, cool.
In New York City, no less. Apparently it's a bunch of shaky, handheld camera bullshit.
Oh, my favorite type of movie.
Huh?
My favorite type of movie.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll talk about that in a little bit here.
Yeah, like I no interest in that whatsoever. One interesting thing that I've been following is it's a movie that I have no interest in. Suzanne, I don't know if you're planning on seeing it. Devil's Due, which is coming out really soon if it hasn't already. Their marketing campaign has been banned consistently in America. I don't know if have you heard anything about this?
I saw it on the list, but I don't know anything about it.
I see a trailer for it like every 10 minutes.
Right. They well, first of all, their first poster was banned by the MPAA, which almost never happens. It's a pregnant woman covered in blood, strung up on an upside down cross. Now that got banned.
Cool. What's the problem, guys? Come on, MPAA.
It got banned in America. That's the one they're actually using all over Europe. The thing they're doing now is if you go to the website for this movie, it's got all the usual movie crap, but then at the bottom, it gives you the option to go on Facebook and change your religion to Satanism. And if you do that, you get some sort of magical bonus related to the movie. And then it's just a clip. It's just some sort of extra clip from the movie. But people are losing their shit about it. It's just amazing to me. And apparently it's already under review, which with the MPAA, which I don't understand how they have any call to control a website. But yeah, like a couple people I've seen already do it on Facebook, I guess, just to see what happens. And all it does is give you a clip. But on some level, it's kind of misrepresenting what Satanism actually is, which kind of bothers me, because Satanism has nothing to do with Satan. It's just atheism, but
it's all about you. I don't know. I had a friend that was apparently into Satanism, and she tried to explain it to me. It just sounded like a bunch of assholes getting together, making themselves feel better about being assholes.
Yeah, it's just...
Those are hipsters, aren't they?
Basically, like paganism.
Hipsters and Satanists. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to
Just
me.
hipsters.
That's the next horror movie, Hipster Satanist.
That would be awesome. Oh, here's a topic.
Totally see that.
Okay, so I feel like this will inspire an awesome rant, ladies. The Friday the 13th prequel, found footage.
Mm.
Oh.
Ugh.
Oh, God. Okay, we'll save that one.
Oh,
Okay.
really? Because
we'll save that. Okay, Jocelyn.
Oh, good point. Yeah.
Jocelyn.
Okay, let's see. I'm looking at the list of upcoming movies, and I actually am kind of excited about Deliver Us from Evil, because I don't know much about it, but I really did like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I know we're going to be talking to Scott Derrickson coming up, so I think he's got some good stuff to tell, and I love Eric Bana, so I'm kind of on board for that, sort of no matter what. And then let me see what else is on this list. No to Godzilla. You know, some of the stuff on this upcoming list isn't horror at all.
Well, I think it really depends on
all.
Well, I mean, horror is such an open genre. Monster movies, that's pretty fucking scary. I would shit my pants if Godzilla walked down my street.
Yeah, that's fair. But then again, he's listed as my deity on Facebook, so maybe I would.
Did we lose Jocelyn? Oh, Jocelyn, did we lose you? We did. Okay,
yeah.
Jocelyn will be back.
Well, that gives me time to chime in. I forgot Trick or Treat too. That first year.
Yes.
Now that's something I'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah, I'm really excited if that actually gets released this year because that's one of the best unsung anthologies out there. There she is.
Yeah, I'm just adding her back in.
Okay. Suzanne, do you want to take over?
Well, I don't actually have a list of what's upcoming. The only thing that I'm really, like I was saying earlier, I saw a trailer yesterday for Clown. Now,
That's another Eli Roth one, isn't it?
It's...
Hello?
Hey, there you are.
What happened? That was weird.
I don't know. But you're back now.
Okay.
That's okay.
Everyone was so quiet, and I was like, am I the only one that wants to see the next Planet of the Apes movie? Now I feel bad.
Okay, well...
Like, come on, guys. Who's not on board with that?
Yeah, is James Franco in it? Because then I am highly not on board.
I don't know. But I think if you can... I mean, some of that stuff, yeah, I know that you have strong opinions on James Franco, and it's not like I love him, but I enjoyed that one, and I think I'll like this one better, especially if it doesn't have James Franco. And I probably will see a Poltergeist reboot, only just for two reasons. I'm not a huge fan of reboots, but I do love Sam Rockwell. We all know that. And Poltergeist was really my first scary movie that I ever saw at a slumber party when I was 9, like really, scary. And so I think it would be interesting to see it, see that again as an adult and see how it affects me.
See it in a new way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as far as books, if anyone cares about upcoming books, there are some things coming up. There was a lady named Kara Hoffman who wrote a book a couple years ago called So Much Pretty. That was actually really great and probably just as good as Gone Girl, but with less of a promotion team behind her. And she has a new book coming up called Be Safe, I Love You, which is about a soldier with post-traumatic stress disorder. And I think that would be, I just think it'll be good. And then there's a couple short stories coming up by Joe Hill, who I really enjoy. I'm looking at my list of to-be-reads right now.
Isn't there a sequel to Miss Peregrine coming out this year?
Yes. That's so funny. I just scrolled past that. And I like that. And I think that's a good sort of starter. It's nothing too terrifying. It's kind of fun. And I liked Miss Peregrine. I liked the pictures. I thought they were cool.
Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't have liked it so much, honestly, without the pictures. That really...
Yeah, they made a huge difference. But I will still totally read a sequel to that. I did enjoy it. I flew through it so fast.
It was definitely a young adult. That's on my list. Yeah. And I just started reading, I think it's called The Living, and I'm only a few pages into it, but it's Matt De La Pena, and I think it's going to be good. It's a kid on a cruise ship, and I'm pretty sure he's going to realize that there's an apocalypse happening on land. So nice. I love anything like post-apocalyptic, like guy walking through the city by himself. I love it. Just bring it on. I Am Legend, War of the Worlds, any of that post-apocalyptic porn is like my favorite. So I definitely love stories like that where people, a small band of survivors is trying to come together and make it.
Awesome. Jen's all about that stuff too. Anything post-apocalyptic. She's like, can I please?
Yeah. Well, because you always like to picture yourself like, yeah, I would be the one that had batteries on hand and bottled water. Sure, I would. I wouldn't be that. I wouldn't be that dumbass exploring the street in the middle of the night. Why? No, that's crazy.
I would totally have a spare pair of glasses.
Yeah. Why wouldn't I have flares? Exactly.
Oh my god.
Very true.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Suzanne. Take it away, Clown.
I kind of like to see Clown because I'm completely petrified of clowns. Man. And so in my twisted brain, watching movies about killer clowns somehow makes my paranoia better. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But actually, I saw the trailer for it last night, and it looks incredibly fucked up. It's essentially about a guy whose little kid is having a birthday party, and they forgot to order a clown, and so the guy just, I guess, miraculously finds a clown outfit in the attic and puts it on, and then it starts to grow into him.
Oh God.
And it's really, it kind of freaked me out a little bit last night when I was watching it.
You're making
So-
my
I hear it is.
stop.
Since he's,
Who's in it? Oh,
I don't know. I don't think
here,
anybody.
Peter Stormare. Like the top line guy on this list is Peter Stormare, who I do like, but
Oh,
I mean,
I
you can
love
tell.
him. I love him so much.
Yeah, I mean that might be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Can I backtrack for a second to books?
Of
And then
course.
for editing purposes, I wanted to also say that there are two female authors that I really love. Sarah Gran, she's got a new book coming out this year. Claire, it's a sequel to one a few years ago that was terrific. And Megan Abbott has a new book coming out this year. Let me find the name of that here. I think it's called The Fever or something. But her last book about a sort of a murder in a group of cheerleaders, which I believe has been optioned and is being made into a movie, was very memorable. And I would expect her next one to be good as well. Of course, I can't find it now.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello?
I don't.
Hello.
Everything just went quiet.
Nope, you're here.
Oh,
Okay.
Jocelyn is researching.
I'm here. Well, I can't find it. But The Fever. It's called The Fever. And actually the front image looks the panic. Listen to this. You guys are going to like this. The Fever. The panic unleashed by a mysterious contagion threatens the bonds of family and community in a seemingly idyllic suburban community. Hello, book written for me. This is amazing. I love Megan Abbott. I love her.
Awesome.
She started off kind of a noir, and now she's moved into some other stuff, and she's just great. If you haven't read anything by her, I would strongly recommend her.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, Suzanne, your turn.
Okay. Well, I am kind of interested in seeing Deliver Us from Evil, since Scott Derrickson's Sinister Follow-Up. Did that get brought up before? I don't think it
Very
did.
briefly.
So that I'm interested in seeing, especially because it was set in New York. So, still a New York girl, even though I live here in the frozen tundra of Chicago. Somebody remind me why I moved here again, please.
It's like a cheaper New York.
Okay.
Is that?
Did you see that map I posted?
Yes, that was
It was
great.
like every part of the country, like, fuck, it's cold. Oh, fuck, it's fucking cold. Fuck. And then California's like, LOL.
Great.
I will miss that part, I have to admit. It was 72 and sunny yesterday.
Damn.
And this is where we call you an asshole. And
Yeah, go for it. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to be here much longer. What the fuck do I care?
Oh, God. Okay, Suzanne, keep going.
Sorry, the cat is climbing on me now. The hazards of sitting on the floor. I don't really know what else. I know I already saw one of the most anticipated films of 2014 and hated it with a blinding passion. So
What was it?
the Paranormal Activity.
Oh.
Yeah, how is a movie that's released in January, like at the beginning of January, one of the most anticipated movies of 2014? Like, what the fuck is that about?
I have no idea. It was terrible.
In all
Well,
fairness,
isn't January kind of traditionally a dumping ground, though? Like, a movie's been made, they realize it's shitty, that everyone's tired from the holidays, it's just throw it out there and see what happens.
Well, and then they still have Paranormal Activity 5, which
Right,
is
right.
Yeah, that's
due
coming out in October
yeah.
or something.
In all fairness, I watched a movie that I'm already calling is the worst movie I've seen all year. So, seriously, worst movie I've seen all year.
Oh, just wait, the year is young.
I wrote the review as I was watching the movie because I hated it so much. I don't think I have ever ranted as much as I ran in this review.
Is this the animal thing?
No. I think this movie actually hasn't even come out. It comes out this year.
Okay, you have to let Suzanne finish, then we can get back to you.
Oh, sorry. Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so Suzanne, I want to go back to the Paranormal Activity for a sec here.
Okay.
The little description that I have says it's supposed to reinvigorate the franchise and better than Paranormal Activity 3.
It didn't reinvigorate anything as far as I'm concerned. I mean, again, like I said in my review, I stopped watching them after the first one because the first one did nothing for me, and I really was already starting to get over found footage when it began.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing. It's just people videotaping what they do, and it's full of jump scares, and it may be, because it's marketed towards a more Latino audience as opposed to just, total white bread people filming in their house. But it's the same shit. There's nothing really new and exciting about it.
Yep, I agree. I don't know why they keep making them.
Well, because they're inexpensive, and they do make money. I mean, if you can make it
ton of
for
money.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cash grab,
Yeah,
and it works, and it keeps working. So of course they're going to keep doing it.
Yeah. All right.
If they ever release horns, I'd be really happy about that.
Oh God, I can't wait for that. That's going to be great.
Is it wrong that I have a crush on Daniel Radcliffe?
It's not wrong.
It's so wrong. It's so wrong.
No, it's not wrong. I fully support that.
Because those photos of him in the whole horns getup, it's pretty sexy. I gotta say.
The makeup is pretty amazing.
But maybe my standards are really low. I have no idea.
Okay. Anything you're not looking forward to?
It was great. I mean, the book was really great.
The book was fantastic. Well, back to what Lenny was talking about earlier, Devil's Due. I'm not into that at all. Again, it's just it seems like it's just been done already.
Okay. Oh, I'm getting echo. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those things that's just been done over and over and over again. And I think everyone's like all these filmmakers like, oh, we saw this done before, but I'm going to do it better.
Right.
But it's just not.
Because, I mean, Devil's Due, it's a little similar to Grace, which I also did not like.
Oh my God, I hated Grace.
Thank you.
Hated Grace. That was another one of my rants on our old website. I mean, one of the worst movies I've ever seen. So epically offensive. Like, offensive to women, offensive to lesbians, offensive to babies.
Offensive to babies.
Babies. No one got out of that fucking movie unscathed.
Oh my God. Okay. So I guess that means it's my turn. We lost Jocelyn again. I'm going to keep trying to re-add her in, but that's okay.
It looks like there are a lot of sequels.
Yeah. There seems to be a lot of sequels. Jocelyn!
Sequels have already been.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, that's alright. You're back now. I know, I'm really, really not thrilled about the fact they made a Purge 2.
Yeah, what the fuck? Why?
I don't know. I watched that.
That's all just financial. I mean, that's financial.
I know it's financial. I know it's financial. It's just awful.
It was so bad.
I watched it and live tweeted it at my parents' house. And I swear to God, I burned through like 6 beer because it was so bad and I couldn't handle it. It was just like, it's so hard being white and rich.
Yeah.
I was so happy to watch Ethan Hawke die. Oh my God.
If they had cut that entire movie down to the last 5 minutes of Lena Headey just bashing the shit out of that redhead.
Oh, I know, that was pretty good. That was like the best part of the movie.
Like, I would have paid to see that if they had just taken out the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I can watch Lena Headey hit people in the face for hours, literally.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her in Dread as well, and she was awesome.
Yeah.
What else is coming out that I will watch? Oh God, not Resident Evil.
How about Women in Black, Angel of Death? That looks really great. No.
No.
Because the first one was pointless enough.
Yeah, no. I know everyone's like, the I, Frankenstein, I really want to see it. If nothing else, just to watch Aaron Eckhart's bum chin on the big screen. I quite enjoy that, man. I don't know what it is.
I've tried watching the trailer a couple more times, and
they've just released a new trailer that's completely pointless and stupid, and he's all like talking and articulate.
If you pasted Scott Speedman over Aaron Eckhart, it's basically Underworld. It looks like it's identical to Underworld.
It's made by the same people, so theoretically it's going to be pretty similar.
Yeah, and Bill Nye is in it. So.
Yes, but I mean, Scott Speedman looks fucking stupid, so I immediately enjoy Aaron Eckhart better.
He's got what I accused Josh Hartnett of having, the quote-unquote, this is my acting face. Like, okay, can you make another face now? No.
No, I'm acting.
This is all I got. Yeah.
Make another Cabin Fever.
Another one? Number 3? I thought 2 was enough.
Apparently.
Oh.
Is it 2?
I really enjoyed watching Ryder Strong
Suzanne
explode.
wanted to ask about Cabin in the Woods.
I guess we have enough people on to talk about that. I really wanted to talk about Cabin in the Woods and why.
Yeah, I saw the. I was going to ask about that because I thought that was banned from the website.
Well, it's banned in and of the fact that a few of us really, really love it so much, and we've been using it for Friday favorites so often.
Oh, I see.
That's why it's been banned from Friday favorites.
On a few movies. Actually, I talked to Whitney, our dark comedy honey, about that. I was like, yeah, that in the future though, no more.
Yeah, we can't use it for references
it again.
just because it shows up in everything. Because most of us really, really enjoyed it. So I really want to know why it's so polarizing. I think that's my major question, because I really fucking loved it. I laughed my face off the entire time.
I am not of that camp.
That's okay. That's good. I want to know why.
I don't know. I'm a huge Joss Whedon fan. I love Firefly. I love I don't know. It just didn't do it for me, and I don't know if there was so much hype about it that when I finally saw it, because I did not see it in the theater. I didn't see it until it was on DVD. And I don't know if it was just so overhyped that I really, really wanted it to be something that it wasn't. It just seemed to be, it was definitely all the same Joss Whedon players and the Joss Whedon dialogue, but it also just seemed like a mishmash of every already done horror film just kind of rolled into one. It was like some weird Evil Dead kind of spin-off, rip-off. I don't know.
That's what people were yelling at Whitney about, was that she didn't get it, that it's a satire, and that's what she had to keep defending. And she's like, I got it, I just didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it. I don't love it with the fervor of some fans.
Yeah, I didn't hate it by any means. But
yeah,
it wasn't. I guess I wanted to really love it, and I didn't.
I think too, Suzanne. I'll say this, and I really liked it. I liked it a lot, but I do think it makes a difference in the way that you see it. Like, I saw it, opening weekend in a full house of people that really liked it. Everyone was really respectful. Nobody was texting. I think had I watched it at home by myself on DVD or just with my husband or whatever, I don't think I would have liked it quite as much. Because I think some things are more of an audience participation experience, and I think Cabin in the Woods is definitely one of those.
Yeah. But I think that's why I liked the Evil Dead remake to some extent, because even though it was stupid, I saw it at a screening with not just press people, but also just a ton of regular people, and it was packed, and everybody was into it.
Right, that's great.
You know, and that's also why I enjoyed Hobo with a Shotgun, which was probably one of the dumbest movies.
With the best titles, though. With the best titles.
But it was fun, you know.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun seeing it with an audience, and I think that definitely makes a difference when you're seeing a movie like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know for myself when I've had like a really awful day and I really hate my students, I come home and I watch Cabin in the Woods and I laugh my face off and everything is better because I get to watch stupid people die. And yeah, it's predictable and yeah, that's how it's supposed to go. But I found it really endearing. I don't know, and I actually felt kind of gypped by the zombie part. To be honest, like, why go with zombies? There were so many other really cool things in that basement.
Well, and to me, part of the parts I loved weren't even so much the horror parts, although I did like that, but more the just two guys in white button-down shirts.
Oh, I know, they were amazing.
I mean, that really, to me, was something new in the context of a horror movie, and I thought it really made it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's face it, Richard Jenkins is...
He's amazing. I love him.
He's just the man. I would watch him read the phone book.
He improves everything. He improves everything he's in. No question.
If they hadn't taken that turn at the end with the gods thing, I think I would have been more excited about it. That was my main problem, is that if it had just been some shadowy organization of people that were, I don't know, paid to do this, or, you know, were doing it just to amuse some rich people, I feel like it would have been more interesting than they were pacifying gods, and then at the end, that big CGI monster hand. I feel like that was where it kind of fell apart for me, because I don't
disagree with that.
I was so invested in that initial story of what the fuck is going on? What are these people doing? And then to find out that it's just, oh, they're pacifying these ancient gods. That's where it stopped being interesting to me. Like, I wanted to pay.
But the room full of horrors, the room full of different terrors, I thought was great. I really liked all that.
Really,
You're right.
Done, and I love.
You're right. Just ended there.
Yeah, I love seeing all those things together and the whiteboard. I mean, it's still funny to go back and look at that. And it's like, one of my closest friends is named Kevin, and we didn't even notice until this, like, really recently that somebody named Kevin is written on the whiteboard as one of the monsters. So we started looking up to see, well, what the hell is a Kevin monster? And according to Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard, it's that really boring-looking guy that works at Best Buy, but then will, you know, skin you alive in his basement. Like, yep, that's a Kevin.
Oh
so, I mean, there's all these interesting backstories to it, but it just felt like such a cop-out when it got to that point. So, really, I think that kind of cheapened the experience for me, that it got to that point and stopped being interesting.
Okay, so I want to touch on, because I know a lot of people felt that it was insulting to horror fans. I want to know what you guys think about that.
I didn't feel that way.
Yeah, I don't think that's fair. I don't know. I've seen a lot of other movies that I would say were far more insulting to horror fans. I feel like that was written by two guys that genuinely love horror and sci-fi.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it was more of a love letter than anything. I don't think it was a fully formed love letter.
It's like a grade 5 one written in crayon.
It's a love email.
Do you like me? Email. Check yes or no.
Yeah, exactly. Check
I think there are far more movies out there that are insulting than that. I wouldn't consider that insulting at all. I just, you know, it didn't wow me, but I wasn't insulted by it.
Mm-hmm. I wish Danica was here. When we get Danica on, I want to talk about this again, but because I know she has some very strong opinions about this film in particular.
Yeah, because I mean, when you see Joss Whedon's other work, he's not a guy that pisses on fandom. I mean, this is a guy that's a super geek. He's somebody that doesn't just know what it's like to be a fan, but he loves fans, and he loves his fans. I can't even fathom that he would conceive of writing something that was meant to crap on horror films when
Firefly was a space western. It was meant as a love letter to Star Wars and to that whole culture, and I can't even begin to fathom that that's something he would do. So maybe that's where I'm blinded by my love of all things Whedon. But
that's a good problem to have. So
yeah. In all fairness, though, I friggin' hated Dollhouse. So I thought Dollhouse was terrible. So I'm not entirely blind, but and this is one case where I don't think that's a fair criticism.
What about his work on Roseanne? Did you enjoy his work on? Did you like his work on Roseanne?
Did you know he wrote Toy Story too? Yeah. Little known fact.
Oh my god.
He's a fan. His dad wrote Golden Girls. Also.
We're fucking super nerds, you guys. It's amazing.
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
No, I like it. It's awesome.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry is my favorite thing to say.
I
gotta say. Oh my god. Okay, well, we're gonna move away from Cabin in the Woodsness, and I really want to talk about something else that has come up several times, and I know I fucking hate it, but I remember when it came out, and it was just the scariest thing ever. Found footage.
Meh.
I know. So I really want to start, like, Blair Witch Project, and how it worked, and then move up to how it's fucking stupid now. So for me, every time I see a movie where someone has, like, one of the characters is that douchebag with the video camera just filming everything, dude. I hate those people. I hate those people. We have friends like that. Well, we don't have friends like that. We have people that we used to hang out with that were like that. We're always taking photos and always recording shit and always, just in your face with whatever. Just, just for posterity. Fuck off. Just fuck off. So I automatically hate those characters anyway. So now I just enjoy it when they die. But I don't know. I always thought it used to be a really cool thing, like finding someone's diary and reading what happened to them, and how scary. Ugh.
I think it can be done well. I really enjoyed The Bay, which was found footage, and what I liked about The Bay was that they strung together, kind of weaved together a variety of, so it would be like a little snippet of news anchor, talking about pollution in the Bay or whatever, and then cut to two teenagers with a video camera, and then maybe somebody on a FaceTime call. So it wasn't just one guy running over hills with a camera in his hand for 2 hours. Like, I can't take that. So that to me is an example of done well. But I can tell you that when we rented Cloverfield, which I was super psyched for, we just couldn't. My husband cannot take found footage, and I know when the credits rolled, he just stood up and yelled, "Fuck you, Matt Reeves!" And he has vowed he's never going to see another Matt Reeves movie, which I'm like, what's the problem? But and that's kind of how I felt about Troll Hunter. I know we were saying before we started recording that I really loved the idea of Troll Hunter. I loved the concept, and I thought the trolls were great. But
is it found footage?
I just can't take much more of people running.
Fuck.
Well, I think, what worked with Blair Witch was the marketing as well, because it was marketed internet as, people weren't sure whether it was actually real or it wasn't. And it wasn't until after it came out that you realized, okay, we've all had the wool pulled over our eyes, even though I never saw it in theater.
I saw it in theater. And I was in high school.
I did too, and I had to apologize to the people that I dragged.
But it's like what Jocelyn was saying, with people just running around and with a camera. It's not realistic. I mean, I'm sure there are a few people out there, but your average everyday Joe isn't going to be running around videotaping every fucking thing that they do on a daily basis.
I think that's what it is for me. It's like, you're not going to run around with the camera on record.
Right.
Like, up to your shoulder running. No, you're going to drop the fucking camera and run for your life.
That's why I thought
that was the biggest problem that I had with the marked ones, is that, okay, granted, you've got teenagers in this one. And, they were given the video camera, although that wasn't even really clear whether it was the uncle's video camera or they were given the video camera. They're carrying it around everywhere, and they're videotaping people dying, and nobody's going to the police.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I am a white person who lives in a white neighborhood. This is in the barrio. I don't know if they do things differently there.
I'm sure they don't.
The complete racist, but it's not realistic. You take that shit to the cops. You know, you see your friend kidnapped. You know who took them. You know where they went. Why would you go there with 2 people, a shotgun, and a video camera? It makes sense.
Did you guys see Europa Report?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I thought that was pretty well done in terms of found footage. I thought that was
I
great.
kind of liked that, and then I kind of didn't at the same time, just because it was that initial found footage. But I did kind of like it because it felt more clinical,
Right, exactly.
and it wasn't just some douchebag with a camera.
Yeah, so that's the distinction. So that's where we're saying we don't mind found footage necessarily if it's not just some asshole running around with a camera for 2 hours.
If you go on YouTube, and we put this in one of our Friday favorites, there's I don't know who made it, but it's absolutely brilliant. It's called Hell No, the Sensible Horror Film. And one of the clips is 2 guys with a video camera, and they're recording, and all of a sudden this monster starts stomping through it's like a Cloverfield monster, and the guy turns the camera on himself, and he's like, "Hell no!" and he slams the camera down and runs off. And I think that's my favorite moment in that whole clip, even though there are tons of great moments in it, because that's the reality. The sensible person can be like, "Fuck this shit! I gotta run." The minute I right now I have no cable, no TV, so my computer is my link to entertainment. When I'm scrolling through Amazon, when I'm scrolling through Netflix, whatever, the minute I see found footage, nope. And I keep going. It's an automatic veto. Unless somebody swears to me that it is an amazing movie and I have to see it, I could not be less interested anymore. It is tapped out, which I brought this up earlier, and it bears bringing up again. Apparently, the Friday the 13th reboot is going to be found footage.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious what everyone thinks about that. Other than the obvious hatred for found footage that we've established, like, how do you think that's going to screw it up?
Oh my god! So it's going to be the same tired old teenagers running away from a guy that is walking kind of quickly, screaming, falling over things they shouldn't be falling over.
They're saying it's a prequel, though. So that's is it Jason? Is it Mrs. Voorhees? Like, I don't understand what they're doing. Like, it's
probably, if it's found footage, though.
Yeah, like I don't.
Oh man, is this gonna be like Bates Motel where it's like Norman Bates with a cell phone? Reel to reel. Hold on, I got the projection equipment in the back. Fuck.
Lost reel, please. We apologize for the inconvenience.
A carousel. The whole movie is told with a slight carousel.
Okay, oh my god.
I'm gonna bail now.
Who's gonna bail now?
Hello? It's Jocelyn. I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Hello?
There was no drum practice.
Okay. All right.
Bye, Jocelyn. We'll talk to you later.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Oh, I'm so glad there was no drum practice going on. Oh my god, did the rest of the call through? Okay, so we can keep talking about found footage, though. Why would they ever do Friday the 13th as a found footage?
Why do they feel the need to keep making Friday the 13th movies?
Well, there's that. Am I the only one that doesn't like Friday the 13th movies?
I like them for the nostalgia, but I only like the first 5.
Okay.
I had to count them in my head because there's so many of them.
I know. See, I like 3, and that's about it.
I go through periods where I like when there's a Friday the 13th marathon, I can put them on and watch them and not really think about it. But the first one, it's not like Nightmare on Elm Street where I can automatically off the top of my head be like, okay, well, I love 1, I love 3. With Friday the 13th, they just kind of all blur together. I honestly can't.
Well, I mean, I just get tired of watching teenagers die. Well, I don't, but... Wait, it's just the same... No, it never gets old. It's just the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Everyone's like, oh my god, I love Jason. Oh my god. Why? I mean, I really enjoy the whole backstory with the mother, and Mrs. Voorhees is fucking terrifying. She reminds me of my mother-in-law, actually, but...
Freddy's
I
backstory
actually went through and watched them all again after I bought the Blu-ray box set because I'm a crazy person. And
no, that's what you're supposed to do with series.
and I watched all of them, and yeah, they're really all pretty terrible. I mean, again, except for the first 5. And I do have love for 5 because even though it's not Jason, I thought it was good. They're in the crazy house and Roy, and it's good.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough.
Then they lose me.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got distracted looking at the list of movies coming out again. Saw something called Witching and Bitching. I'm trying to figure out what the hell that is.
Oh, good lord. That sounds like it has tons of merit. Okay, so found footage, is it dead? Should they just stop?
Well, obviously
never
it's not
stop.
dead because they keep making it, but I wish they would stop.
Well, I mean, just because they keep making it doesn't mean it's not dead, but I mean, I just don't understand why people keep going for it. I mean, I know we live in an age where you can take a photo and take a video of everything, and there's all these assholes who are like, well, if there's no pictures, then it didn't happen. Pictures or didn't happen. Like, go out and get your own fucking life, man.
I don't know. I think when it really started to get bad for me was with VHS.
Okay.
That first one was brutal. The second one, I need to rewatch the second one because I got so caught up in one of the segments that it threw me off for the rest of them. The cult, because I am terrified of cults. Like how Suzanne has a thing with clowns, where she's scared of them, but she craves them, so she watches the movies. That's how I am with cults.
Oh, okay.
Like, cult movies just draw me in, and they freak me out, but I can't stop watching them. And there's a segment in VHS 2 with a terrifying fucking cult. And I think that threw me off for the rest of the movie and kind of made me gloss over the rest of it.
Gotcha.
But that first one, man, VHS 1 is just a friggin' dumpster fire. It's that and the ABCs of Death. Like, it really made me start to think that the whole serial thing of like, it's one of the 2 of those movies where you just try to actively encourage people not to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Did we lose Suzanne?
We did. You're gonna have to re-add her.
Okay.
If you can.
Should we just pause and then cut this out?
No, it's fine. We can keep talking about it. No, I have a super obsessive thing with cults as well. It's one of those. I think it falls into the true crime thing though. I just get really, really excited about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh God, what am I looking for? Oh, there it is. Okay. But yeah, it's another one of those things like the Branch Davidian cult that I find really interesting, and even the Manson family. I class them the same way.
I don't know what's going on with my Skype.
That's okay. We got you back. We got you back, and that's all good.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why, but I am fascinated with Scientology. Terrified of and fascinated. I'm reading.
Wait, what did I miss? Jeez, I was only gone for a couple of minutes.
Hello? Did somebody... Hey, did someone try to call me back?
No.
Okay. My phone just said missed call. Hi, sorry, it's Jocelyn.
We love you.
Hi.
We missed you.
Oh, you're sweet. Did we move on? Do you guys need me?
No, we're still talking about found footage, and then we got into cults.
Something happened with my Skype connection, and I probably just called everybody back at the same time.
It's
It's
all
probably
good.
my fault.
It's all good.
Anyway.
It's all good. Don't worry, Jocelyn.
Okay.
You don't have to say
Never
that.
sad that I had to leave. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I'm reading the new book about Scientology, Going Clear,
Oh,
and
God.
it's terrifying. But can't help myself. Like, I'm just fascinated by people that can get sucked into something.
Oh, my uncle is a full-on Scientologist, and I'm very sure he won't listen to this because he's in Cuba getting cheap dental care. But But yeah, my uncle's been a Scientologist my entire life. I remember when he found out that I was an artist and he got me this big, giant hardcover book by L. Ron Hubbard on art. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, this book, Going Clear, I can't recommend it enough if you're at all interested or if you're even considering Scientology, because it goes deep into L. Ron Hubbard's past and what a freaking nut this guy was. And
oh, yeah. Well, it's not even... I thought he was actually pretty fucking brilliant. Like, it was the reason that Scientology got started was a group of science fiction writers sitting down together trying to figure out the best way to make a whole lot of money really fast. And he came up with the idea that to make a whole lot of money really fast, all you need to do is start a religion.
Yeah.
And then he did.
Yeah. He,
Bastard.
like, this book is really interesting. You should definitely read it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's...
You're going to have to mail it to me.
It's on my Kindle.
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay. Oh, you can email it to me.
Oh, true. But yeah, a lot of it's written with Paul Haggis, the director that did Crash, who defected from Scientology. So he's got all this inside information. But I mean, it's just any cult at all. I'm always very interested. So, but yeah, we were talking about VHS, but yeah, sorry, I had to move. I get numb sitting in the same spot for too long. Yeah, so VHS 1 is just one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen, especially considering Ty West was involved in it.
Suzanne, have you seen VHS 1 or 2, Suzanne? Oops,
What?
Suzanne.
What?
Have you seen Have you seen the VHSs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I saw both of them. I didn't like either one of them. The first one gave me one of the most severe life. And I just get them normally. So, when you get one from watching a movie, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's
And
pretty
the
awful.
second one, I had heard that it was, better production value, all that. So I figured, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I didn't like it just as much as I didn't like the first one.
See, okay, who directed Hobo with a Shotgun? I'm blocking on his name.
Oh, Jesus, I don't remember.
Okay, I have not seen Hobo with a Shotgun because every short I have seen of his, I have hated so much.
Jason
It's a terrible
Eisner.
movie.
Jason Eisner, that's it, thank you.
Yeah.
I have hated every single short I have seen of his. I have thought they are stupid and meandering and misogynist, and I have no interest in seeing Hobo with a Shotgun because
It's an absolutely terrible film.
What, the stunning title didn't draw you in?
But you think
And
that
then
maybe
and then
there'd be some...
The fascinating addition of Rutger Hauer to it? Like, come on.
Hey, I don't mind Rutger Hauer, but
He aged well.
but it's
Sorry guys, I'm gonna mute my microphone for a minute here. Erin's making a snack. Hold on.
go ahead.
Keep going.
But I can't bring myself to watch it, despite I thought maybe there might be some grindhouse appeal to it. No interest whatsoever.
It's really bad. I mean, I think the only reason, like I was saying before, that I even enjoyed it a little bit was because it was in a full audience environment. It was a screening, again, and it was with a bunch of nerds that really just got into it. So it kind of find some humor in it or to laugh along with a crowd. But had I watched that, if it had been something I'd watched just on my own, I would have been at the TV and probably broken the disc in half or something.
Right.
Because it's bad. It's a bad movie.
Like I remember specifically his short in VHS 2 was so ineptly directed that I couldn't fathom him doing an entire film. Like, besides just being the shakiest of the shaky cams in those movies,
Was that the one with the aliens?
yeah.
Oh, that was awful.
What was the fucking point? It was a teenage makeout party that happened to have aliens in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And a dog murder, which I'm automatically off board with.
Right. Well, then didn't they strap the strap the video camera to the dog's collar at one point.
Yeah, that was how it ended. And then the dog gets partially sucked up into the spaceship and then dropped. But, I mean, it made no sense, and it wasn't scary, and it was so badly directed. And then his segment in ABCs of Death, I hated. I thought it was disgusting, and it just, I don't know, all these directors.
Which one was his on ABCs of Death? Which one was his?
The one with the gym teacher creeping on the teenage basketball player, and
oh, lovely.
I don't remember the specifics anymore. I blocked so much of that movie out. But I cannot even process watching an entire movie directed by him. A lot of the directors that a lot of the horror fanboys cream their shorts over, I have no interest in. And I'm more than happy to admit that. Like, I am fine with it.
Well, I didn't even see ABCs of Death because all I heard was terrible stuff about it. So,
out of 27 letters of the alphabet, there are 2 of them that are good, like actually quality, and 3 of them that are passable, and the rest of them drove me to drink. Like, not
literally
just drinking a bottle of beer. I was doing shots of straight vodka while I watched this movie. I was tanked by the time it was over.
I remember that live tweet. That was pretty entertaining.
Yeah. I have never been that trash doing a live tweet in my life. Actually, that's not true. There was one I watched.
There was another one that you watched.
French movie.
With an entire bottle of Fireball.
Yeah.
I remember that. That was 7.
I drank a bottle of Fireball by myself, and I was...
7 days? 7 days?
7 days. I think that was it, yeah. I don't remember anything about that movie. I don't remember my live tweet. If I said anything to offend anybody, I apologize.
No, we'll file that under the sorry not sorry category.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, not sorry. I had a bad day at work. And apparently I was getting sick, so...
Okay, well, I wanted, while we're on the topic of directors, I wanted to ask you guys if you'd heard about the all-female horror anthology? Double X? Double X. So the director of American Psycho, the Soska sisters, director of Chained, and the director of Jennifer's Body are directing short segments of this film.
Huh.
And I think it's going to be interesting. I'm hoping it's going to be really good. I'm really hoping it's going to be really good.
Mary Hartman hasn't done well, I hate to point fingers. She hasn't really done a great movie in a while. So I would be interested to see her do a horror movie again.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last movie she did that I actually liked.
Well, I just bought Jennifer's Body, so I think I'll be watching that, hopefully.
Who actually directed Jennifer's Body?
Karen Kusama.
Okay.
So I want to watch that and see if it is actually any good, because I fucking hate Megan Fox. So we'll see how that goes.
I don't like her either, but for me, Jennifer's Body is more Amanda Seyfried's movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I
enjoy her.
Quite like it, actually. A lot of people hated it. It's got a lot of that really irritating Diablo Cody language. Like, there's one part that it just gets under my skin so bad, where Megan Fox walks into the room and goes, "It smells like Thai food in here. Was somebody fucking?"
Ew.
That makes no sense to me. What the fuck does that mean? Like,
Does Thai food smell like sex?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
Whose sex smells like Thai food? You need to go to a doctor. It's not normal. Like, I don't know, but it's get past that the Diablo Cody made up vernacular. It's actually a really decent horror movie, and it's quite scary in parts, especially, I mean, if you look at it through the eyes of a teenage girl. Like, it's vaguely plausible outside, you know, they're obviously it's kind of silly, but at the same time, the allegories are not bad.
Yeah,
so,
well, of course.
I think it got crapped on a lot more than it deserved.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I mean, I found Megan Fox to be less irritating there than some of the other movies she's been in.
Yeah.
Because she's, you know, she didn't really have to act too hard.
No.
It wasn't really a tough job to just act like a bimbo.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I would feel about my entire career being built that way. That'd be the
She
weirdest thing
doesn't
ever.
seem to mind.
Well, no, because money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you call Michael Bay Hitler or Nazi or whatever, I'm surprised that she's still getting work, honestly. So.
I'm surprised that Michael Bay is still working, so, you know.
Did you see that video of him flipping out?
You know what? I
Yes.
keep seeing people posting it, but I haven't watched it yet. Is it as rewarding as I think it is?
He doesn't really flip out so much as he just kind of panics that he
Yeah, that's it.
cannot-
It's not, yeah, I thought
he can't ad-lib on anything, so he just turns around and walks off the stage. He doesn't even really say anything. He's just like, I can't. And then there he goes. And then the guy standing, the MC there's just like, oh, okay, everybody, thanks to Michael Bay. Give him a big round of applause.
Yeah, his first line is, you know, as a director, I get to dream for a living, but without my teleprompter, I can't speak for shit. It's amazing. Like, I love it. It just shows what an epic douchebag he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely in terms of badass women. I think that Amanda Seyfried actually owns that movie. I quite like her in it.
Good, alright, well. I will enjoy it then.
Yeah, the guys in it aren't bad either. I don't really care for Adam Brody, but I kind of got sick of his whole Seth Cohen shtick. But yeah, it's definitely worth a watch.
All right. Well, since we're at the hour and 20 minutes mark, I'm gonna cut us off. And yay, we did our first one. Do you guys have any shout outs that you want to do?
Suzanne, you want to go first?
No, I don't know. This is my very first podcast. I don't even really know what the hell I'm doing.
Yay! Welcome to the club.
Yes.
But I don't know what I'm doing most of the time anyway, so.
Nobody does.
Whee!
Nope, shout out to our sponsors, specifically Scandal, who's sponsoring this podcast,
Yes.
and Parallel 49, and to our American sponsor, B Nectar, who helps the American Honeys survive their live tweets.
Indeed.
And Kat, what you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank our alcohol sponsors because without them I really wouldn't get through a week. I love Scandal beer. I've actually been drinking my last 2 bottles of Scandal as we've been talking. And B Nectar, to thank them so much for sponsoring our podcast, and I hope that we can get them on here pretty soon to talk about who they are and what they do. Obviously, we want to shout out to the honeys that are missing tonight. So to Zombie Honey, Dead Rose Rising, to Monster Honey, Danica, to Jen, our Sci-Fi Honey. I'm saying a lot tonight. Kaylee, our Gamer Honey, and Whitney, our Dark Comedy Honey. God, there's so many of us now. Did I get everybody? Jocelyn, who had to bunk out early and then came back a little bit. I love that she came back.
Dial.
She came back, expressed an opinion, and then left again. It was awesome.
It should be.
Oh my god. Thank you two both for coming on tonight. It's super awesome.
Oh, hey, thanks for reminding me. I had my reminder set in my Gmail, and I've had my computer off all day. So a lot of good it did me.
That's why I have your phone number.
Yeah, that's probably best.
Okay, so to wrap up, you guys don't go anywhere. I'm just going to stop recording in just a sec here, and then we can chat a little bit. So to wrap up, thank you all so much for listening. You can find us at thehorrorhoneys.com. You can find us on Twitter at HorrorHoneys, and we hope to talk with you soon. Bye-bye.
I love to take my baby to a movie show, so I can try to smooch her while the lights are low. But she won't cuddle to a story of romance. There's only one way I've got a chance. It takes the Batman, Wolfman, Frankenstein, or Dracula to put her in the mood for love. It takes the cat, girl, dog, boy, creature from the Black Lagoon to make her feel like making love.